everyone to today's forum on the topic Action of Malaysia Government to Alleviate the Hunger and Malnutrition Problem among B40 students. I am Anna Maisara binti Sri, your moderator for the discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed panelists for today's discussion. Joining us is Dr. Lau Shi Ping, Senior Dietitian from Malaysia Dietitian Association. Hi Doctor, how are you?
Hi, thank you, Miss Aya. I'm fine today, and I look forward to join this forum.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay, next, Dr. Hon Kai, Professor Nutrition from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, joining us a highly respected professor. Hi, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, greeting everyone. I'm fine.
Thank you. And next, Miss Lin Zihuan, representative of Majlis Agama Islam Wilayah Persekutuan, brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in this forum. Hi, Miss. How are you?
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be this forum today.
Okay, thank you. And lastly, our Miss Lee Shujun, Vice Secretary of Minister of Education Malaysia. Nice to meet you, Miss Lee Shujun.
Hi, greetings to everyone and nice to meet you all too.
So we have gathered here to explore and discuss the measures taken by Malaysia government to address the pressing issue of hunger and malnutrition among B40 students. So firstly, what is the relationship between malnutrition and poverty for a university students? So firstly, malnutrition and poverty are closely linked, with poor individuals being more likely to be malnourished. University students from impoverished background may face heart problems like stunting, wasting, and micronutrient deficiency, which can hinder concentration and learning. Additionally, malnourished students may experience mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and ADHD, so which can hinder their academic success. As a moderator, I believe that it is important to address the root causes of malnutrition and poverty. This means addressing issues such as inequality, lack of access to education and healthcare, and environmental degradation. By addressing this issue, we can break the cycle of malnutrition and poverty and create a more just and equitable world for all. So, some of our forum today will be discussing about perspective from our panelists, innovative approaches, and policies. So, to kick off this discussion, let's start with an open question. Dr. Lau Shi Ping, from the perspective of your profession as a dietitian from Malaysia Dietitian Association, what is the main reason that contribute to hunger and malnutrition before these students nowadays?
Thank you, Miss Alia. So, from my point of view, the main reason that lead to hunger and malnutrition problem among the B40 university student is the increase of price of food until it is unaffordable for them. The ringgit depreciation in 2023 leads to the gradual increase of price of food in the local market. The income of B40 families is not enough to afford the food expenditure for the whole family, although they have spent a large proportion of income on it. This means that although they have bought a healthy choice of food like the fish, meat, and vegetables, but the amount of food that they get is not enough to fulfill the nutritional requirement for all of the family members. Therefore, hunger always happens in B40 families. They only have a limited budget on food expenditure. The situation became worse when the financially hard-pressed parents bought a food that could fill their children's stomachs but was not necessarily nutritious. For example, like nuggets and snacks, they are highly processed and high in calorie, but they are nutrition poor. And the malnutrition problems are brought about by unhealthy dietary practice and imbalanced meal with high amount of calorie, carbs, and fats. And while lacking the vitamins, minerals, and dietary fiber, such diets lack quality proteins, vitamins, and mineral for growth and development. If the nutritional requirement for the B40 students are not made for a long period of time, it will lead to malnutrition. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lau, for your insight have been very helpful. I would like now to turn to our next panelist, Dr. Hon Ka Ying, who is a professor from Program Nutrition University Kebangsaan Malaysia, with experience working with B40 students.
Thank you, Miss Aya, and greeting to everyone. So from my point of view, as it's very important to understand the main reason contribute to the hunger and malnutrition among the B40 university student nowadays in Malaysia. So the main reason include the lack of nutrition knowledge, food insecurity, time and financial constraint. So for the limited nutrition knowledge and awareness among the B40 student can contribute to a poor dietary choice. Without a proper education on nutrition, they might not understand the importance of the consuming a variety of food and know how to make the nutrition choice on a limited budget. So for the food insecurity, it leads to an inadequate access to sufficient and nutrition food. Besides, for the time constraint, it's because of the university student, they are all busy for the assignment, about the event. So this can lead a reliance on convenient food. They are often less nutrition, but more affordable and time efficient. So for the limited financial resource, a significant barrier for B40 student in accessing sufficient and nutrition food. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hon. So I pass to Ms. Lee Shujuin, our Vice Secretary of Minister of Education Malaysia. So what are your thoughts on this matter?
All right, so for me to answer this question, I'll be talk more about the financial issue that faced by the B40 students. So our Higher Education Minister, Datuk Sri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, said that there are actually 1.84 million borrowers of PTPTN, about a total of 42.34 billion of ringgit Malaysia. So for PTPTNs offer loans to students to cover their tuition costs. It also gives them money for other needs like study essentials, food, lodging, and transportations. So when we always debating about the PTPTN loans, the research confrontations that should be mindful and of the identifying and assessing priorities in the management of PTPTN loans, the financial problem faced by the students in experienced life, and verifying whether students use the money claimed from the PTPTN loans wisely. So, from my point of view, the PTPTN loaning system does not fit all the borrowers pursuing different university. As teens relocate to urban cities and pursuing their studies, the similar amount of loaning for the same category of students might not be helpful for all the students in different university areas. This is because the university established in a more well-developed town will cause a greater amount of living expenses to students. Therefore, we must admit that there is a lack of considerations in the PTPTN loaning system, but it does not take serious thought about students' living costs in different universities. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. So from summarize of this question, I get that B40 households are experiencing hunger and malnutrition due to the ringgit's devaluation in 2023 and rising food costs. And they spend a significant portion on of their budget on nutrition food, but their consumption is insufficient, so leading to unhealthy eating habit and unbalanced meals. So the B40 group, one of Malaysia three income generating groups, face a significant financial pressure. And the PTPTN, yes, that PTPTN loaning system, which provides a loan for tuition and necessities, may not be suitable for all students in open area due to higher living expenses and well-developed towns. So next, for round two, what are some innovative approaches to addressing food insecurity and malnutrition among B40 university students? And how can we ensure that these solutions are accessible to those who need them most? Dr. Hon Kai, can you give me a report?
Okay, so thank you, Miss Aya. So the innovative approaches to addressing the food insecurity and malnutrition among the B40 university students are mentoring their nutrition knowledge, food availability and accessibility, provide and establish a food bank or pantry, solve the financial problem among the B40 university student in Malaysia. For our nutrition part of view, so if you want to completely solve the problem, the following point is our strategy and also the solution. So Program Nutrition organized the nutrition and dietary awareness education campaign, seminar, and workshop. So the Nutrition Association in the university can assist dietary behavior by educating them on the benefit of a balanced diet and a proper nutrition. Besides, program nutrition and dietitian can collaborate with the local restaurant, cafeteria, and grocery store to recover supplies food that would be otherwise go to waste. Third, about the program nutrition, collaborating with the local community, NGO, and business can create the innovative solution. For example, food bank, that Malaysia already comes out with a food bank siswa in each of the public universities such as UiTM. So the last is program nutrition can focus on the financial issue. Intervention study focusing on the student with the financial problem is a must. Moreover, there are a need to prepare a student on how to properly manage their financial resource. Assisting in increase the education fund will also lighten the financial burden of the students. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huan. That was a great answer. So now I'd like to ask Miss Lee, Chief Point, our representative from Majlis Agama Islam Wilayah Persekutuan or MAWIP, a question about this.
Okay, so thank you, moderator. And I also very agree with Professor of Program Nutrition from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, who has a very great point of view. However, what I would like to emphasize is how do we deliver this support and make sure it is accessible to those who need them the most. So regarding this issue, I would like to say that the collaboration between government and university is the key point to make sure all B40 university students can get help and housed safely. Without a doubt, we know that every university collected all the data as household income from their right. So the most direct and accessible way is we can approach the student welfare department from the university in Malaysia in order to get the name list of B40 students from them. Thus, by contacting the student affairs of university, we can know how many students are suffering from financial problem, which leads to food insecurity and hunger. So that MyWIP can provide an amount of food or financial support to the students specifically. Next, after gathering all the name lists and prepare enough amount of food, MyWIP will distribute food for the B40 students through all universities. Just like UCAM KL, which is the University Kebangsaan Malaysia KL Kuala Lumpur campus, we send free food such as biscuits, instant food and drinks, snacks, and also some daily use once a month. Then their own voluntary squad will be there helping us to manage the food distribution. They will inform all the B40 students, collect their portion at a point. So we can't deny that they really help us a lot in ensuring the students are receiving food well. To summarize, I would like to say that without a close relationship and cooperation among MyWIP and all the university, we can't ensure that the food support we provided are hitting our purpose successfully. So from here, we not only can ensure all B40 students receive the food and also guarantee they receive enough food while no food insecurity happens among them.
Wow, impressive from Miss Lee. So, Miss Shujin, you mentioned in your opening remarks that you have a different perspective on this issue. Can you share that perspective with us?
All right, no problem. So it's actually our Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has just made a statement on June 13 during a discussions with the student at the University Kebangsaan Malaysia that was sponsored by a public service department, which is JPA. He promised an increase of 100 ringgit in Malaysia in the monthly subsistence allowance for students sponsored by the JPA, and it will benefit like around 44,000 of sponsored students. And this is one of our initiative to deal with the rising prices of food, particularly to help the B40 students who are attending school in urban area to alleviate the malnutrition problem. So besides that, by taking the initiative to review the subsistence allowance, it will lessen the students' financial burden and help them to focus on their academic achievement. It will also ensure the government sponsorship offer is up to date and prestigious. As the daily cost of food and living is a major concern for students who study in the urban areas, the Ministry of Higher Education had collaborated with the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living in launching the Menu Rama in March to provide the affordable meals for the underprivileged and destitute university students that are less than 5 ringgit Malaysia. So this menu is expected to benefit 302,000 of B40 students that we have identified across all universities and polytechnics. So Fadli Saleh Ministry of Education Malaysia have been supported by all 20 public universities, 24 polytechnics and 8 community colleges for the actions, with 236 vendors involved to boost the menus in varsities and 98 vendors for the other institutions. So therefore, on behalf of the Ministry of Education Malaysia, here I would like to encourage all universities to implement a 5 ringgit Malaysia's Menu Rama program in institutions to benefit more students and to accomplish the goal of the officials. And that's all from us. Thank you.
That was an interesting perspective. So I would like to summarize for question 2. That means that firstly, program nutrition should implement dietary awareness campaign and like seminars and workshops to address nutrition issue faced by B40 students. Second, partnering with neighborhood eateries like cafeterias and grocery shop can help students recover extra food. And university should also focus on financial management and increase education funding to alleviate financial burdens. And third, students may receive food assistance or financial aid from Mawid, and an increase in monthly subsistence stipends can help manage financial responsibilities and focus on academic goals. The Menu Rahmah initiative is initiated by MOHE and DTO, aims to provide affordable meals for disadvantaged students. So lastly, we move to the next question. Okay, Dr. Lau, what type of program or policy does the government provide from your POV as a dietitian?
Thank you, Ms. Aya. I believe that the government always put effort in helping the B40 uni students to solve their problems. First and foremost, the Malaysian Dietitian Association has organized many online and offline seminar and campaign to spread the correct knowledge on healthy eating based on the Food Pyramid 2020 and encourage the use of quarter half plate slogan. Not only that, World Vision Malaysia started the Eat Right to Play Right program this year to increase the awareness of B40 students about the importance and the correct way of eating healthy. In this program, the government conducts nutrition lessons to share the importance of taking vitamins, drinking enough water, and having proper eating habits. The B40 university students also have been teaching how to cook nutritious meal by themselves on a limited budget. This could ensure that they have a balanced diet and meet their nutritional requirement. The government also tried their best to increase the variety of food that is included in the menu Rama that have mentioned by the Miss Lee just now. And so the students who eat outside food could save their money and at the same time have nutritious food. The government has cooperated with many food shop operators and the Association of Restaurant to come up with more variety of food choice for B40 students. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, doctors, for your insight today. So we have covered a lot of ground, and I'm sure the audience received a lot of knowledge, but we are coming up on time. So I do like to give an honorable final question to the representative from Mawid, Ms. Lee, about what type of program or policies that does government provide?
Okay, so thank you, moderator. So I would like to say that Dr. Lau is very right. Government play a better role regarding this issue. And actually, government are always concerned about the B40 group, especially B40 students, because we want to ensure all students are consuming food and nutrition properly so that they could work hard and pay attention on their study well without burdening by the food insecurity issue. As we know that students are the future of our country, right? So we have prepared some policies or programs that are aimed to help alleviate hunger and malnutrition among B40 students. First of all, we have food assistance program. Basically, we organize food assistance programs to provide meals or food supplies to B40 students. This can include distributing food packages, organizing community kitchens, or collaborating with local organizations to ensure regular access to healthy food. So for instance, we have provided food support for students in UTM-KL, which is the University Technology Malaysia Kuala Lumpur campus, before we started on 5th October 2021. This program lasted for 6 months, and we total distributed 150 packages of food every Tuesday. As I said before, that the collaboration between government and university are absolutely necessary, right? So we also get help from Jabatan Timbalan Naik Chancellor How Ewa Pelajar, which is the student affair of UTM KL, to help us manage the food distribution. However, we also provide financial support instead of food only, which is our zakat distribution. MyWIP, as the collector and also distributor of zakat funds, we allocate a portion of the collected zakat to support B40 students in need. These funds utilized to provide financial assistance for purchasing food and meeting other basic needs. We are very honorable to say that last year, which is 2022, MyWIP approved a donation of 2 million ringgit Malaysia to help students of the International Islamic University of Malaysia, UIAM, from the B40 group and resident in Wilayah Persekutuan, so that the students can use the money to get and buy daily use as well as their meals. Okay, besides support from the perspective of food and financial, we also very agree that community engagement is very crucial too in order to identify and address the specific challenges faced by B40 students regarding hunger and malnutrition. Thus, we are always working closely with local leaders, social workers, community organizations, and especially representatives from each university to develop targeted interventions and sustainable solutions. Without a doubt, MyWIP took a proactive step to hold a meeting with representatives of 6 public universities in Kuala Lumpur to discuss the issue of poor students in the Klang Valley. Actually, it is in line with the recommendation by the minister in the Prime Minister Department, yang berusaha Dato' Seri Dr. Mujahid Yusof. This discussion is led by Dato' Habib Aziz Yusof, and it is held with students, affair officers, and representative of Student Association Council of University Malaya, University Utara Malaysia Kuala Lumpur campus, National Defence University of Malaysia, and as well as University Kebangsaan Malaysia Kuala Lumpur. So basically, the discussion are making their voice heard regarding the problem faced by the students. For example, during the discussion, the Deputy Director of the UKM Students Affairs Center, Dr. Noor Alauddin Abdul Wahab, let us know that UKM KL campus has over 1,000 students among B40 families. He sincerely hopes that MyWIP will be able to channel help to students who need help, especially food and dormitory rental outside campus. So that's the intention of the community engagement, which is we hear out from them and we reach out to them. These are only 3 of the programs we provided currently, and even we are still preparing more in the future. So you can see that the government are never giving up and make our utmost effort to ensure Malaysian students never suffer in hunger and malnutrition. That's all from me regarding our policies toward the issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, panelists. That's a great way to end our discussion. So to conclude our forum discussion for today, I would like to conclude by summarizing some of the action that the Malaysian government has taken to address this issue. This action include providing food assistance to B40 university students through a variety of channels such as food banks, soup kitchens, and meal programs. Next, working with university to develop and implement programs that promotes healthy eating and food security. And finally, advocating for policies that support B40 university students, such as increased financial aids and access to affordable healthy food. The government has also taken steps to raise awareness about the issue of hunger and malnutrition among B40 university students. These steps include public education campaign and partnership with non-governmental organizations, and the government's action have had a positive impact on the life of B40 university students. However, there is still more work to be done, and the government needs to continue to invest in programs and policies that support B40 university students and help them to achieve their educational goals. So I would like to thank everyone who participated in this forum discussion. Thank you, doctors, and thank you, Miss. So I hope that we have raised awareness about the issue of hunger and malnutrition among B40 university students, and that we have inspired others to take action to address this issue. That's all from us. Thank you.